Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde iy'ncwadi ey'bhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo lezo y'ndaba esuke sizifundile, sixoxela laba phela abasuke benqena ukufunda nalaba abangenaso nje isikhathi sokuthi bay'funde iy'ncwadi. Siyaphinda futhi kwama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi, siphinde futhi size la sizokhuluma ngawo, senze ama-reviews or ama-recaps, bese futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukusijoyina namhlanje ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress u-subscribe la ngezansi. Uma ngabe ibhathini libomvu lisho ukuthi awukaka-subscribe, uphinde futhi upress i-notification bell eduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uwaziswe, u-YouTube ukwazise uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Listen, today we're doing a recap, a full recap episode 3. Is it episode 3? The Real Housewives of Durban. Listen, when it starts nje, show, we're doing an event here. It's a sip and see, Galondi London. She's invited all of the women except for Umakhumalo. We'll talk about why Umakhumalo I'm invited to my events. We're on episode 3. She's still not getting invited to my events, but we'll do another video about that because I've got other things to talk about when it comes to the show. And yeah, they're doing the event. She says that the theme is Hampton's Garden. Very colorful, nice. She brings the baby with abantu bazombona. She's cute, the baby bayamkhunga ulona what's her name, man? Ulachonche ukhunga ingane nje ngemali, umfaka imali, which is what amaZulu do uma ngabe belokhuza, uma ngabe sibona ingane entsha, even if umbambise u-10 rand nje umntwana ngesandla, umfake lana, ufake ephaketheni uma egqoke into enephakethe. That's what we do uma kukhungwa ingane. So she does that. I don't think the other ladies have brought presents. Why did they not bring gifts, eh? Azange baze baletha ama-gift, angiwabonanga. But when it comes to imali, uJojo utshilo ukuthi ayena, if she knew ukuthi ingane ikhungwa with cash, she would have brought cash. But I didn't expect us they would know something like that because I don't think abelungu bayayenza leyo nto leyo. So it was understandable. I don't think ukuthi uLondi London took it personal ukuthi akayenzanga. But-ke, like, babehleka umakaloni, babehleka umakaNonkulu. Babehleka umakaNonkulu last time, hayi. Nangu umakalona. Umakalondi naye uzothandaza kwi-event. Kwavele kwaba ukuthi, what do they call it when something happens and you feel like it's happening for for the second time in your life? You feel like this has happened before. What's the term, Gambi? Ngiyakhumbula. But kwavele kwenzeka exactly naku phela sebiza uma wakho ukuthi azokhuleka. Hayi ma wakhe, ugqokile nice gqoko, you know. And yeah, and uzothandaza, and then waqala iculo, kwaculwa. Belithini ke manje iculo? I forgot ukuthi iculo lithini. And then waqala wathandaza, waqeda. And then she did a speech. And I'm like, ha, Londi, uma wakho i-speech wena lo. Ngathi wenza i-speech uma wakho wena lo umxoke i-speech sikamakaNonkulu nawe uma wakho senza i-speech. Wenza i-speech. Here's the thing, ne? Angazi noma mhlambe they had discussed it yini noLondi London umakalondi ukuthi she must speak English, or she just felt i-pressure yokuthi I'm on Real Housewives, I have to speak in English, you know. And she was really struggling, guys. Like at some point I wasn't listening to, umuntu and umuntu omdala futhi mayebheda isingisi, and it's unnecessary for her to speak English. It's not like she's at the bank with the teller womlungu and really needs to communicate something, and she's trying. No, she's just sitting with these women. She could have just spoken isiZulu. Since bekunabantu abangakhuluma izulu mhlawumbe ngomunye atolike. You know what I mean? It was really bad, guys. It really was really bad. I didn't like that. Even uLachongo said ukuthi yazi, I don't understand why she felt the need ukuthi fanele akhulume isingisi. So that was painful to watch, and then it was over. But at least the Saki speech was not too long because any now the watch would say at least well umakanonkulu nomakalondi banento common because they look like they love their kids, because naye nje usho speech ingane yakhe is so amazing and whatever, you know. But at least ke sikaMakalona, you know, it was bearable ngoba besingekho side, plus ke she was not wearing buka makanonkulu. And then after that, there was a time sebeyothatha ukudla and uLachonca mayethi uyasukuma uyothatha ukudla, uJojo offers ukuthi no, uKevin, because ulona uJojo came with her husband. And guys, I think husband kaJojo deserves a video or two. We need to talk about how he looks, because he looks hot, and I think the other women think he's hot. He's cute, her husband, he really is. And she offers ukuthi no, uKevin will dish them the plates. ULachonca wangathi uthe ngazi uzokwenzani, uyothwala amanzi emfuleni or ini. Athi, "Hayi, no. In our tradition, you can't do that. You must dish for husband. She can't dish for us." Listen, ngikabili lana. Obviously, I understand because if that's what she believes in, ULachonca, okay, fine, and I understand being umZulu, vele, kunaleyo nto ukuthi kuthathelwa phezulu ukuthi umuntu wesilisa aziphakele futhi masephakela nawe. But guys, mina I feel like ama-traditions sometimes are created-elwe ukuthi i-society function, and they were created long time ago ukuthi okay, as amaZulu sophila kanje, abantu besifazane bazophaka, abantu besilisa bazohlaba inkomo, yabo leyo nto leyo. But we have to consider ukuthi hayi phela manje times have changed, so ezinye izinto they are not needed ukuthi sisticke to them so much. Khona ezibalulekile, khona ezingabalulekile. And dishing a plate of food, really, if I'm sitting there and really you are standing up to dish, and I say dish for me too, it shouldn't be a big deal. But it was a big deal for ULachonca ukuthi uJojo is offering her husband to dish them, plates of food. No, Londi London was like, oh, Nami, I would never offer my husband to dish for the other ladies, and I don't think that he will let me. No, I would. If I don't mind and he doesn't mind, what's the problem, And but kubuke kwaba nalokho ngazi ukuthi aba-understand, but iwazi ukuthi mhlawumbe futhi tension, no. But the event went well. Kodwa-ke enye into eyenzekile ukuthi when ingane seyiphumile seyihambile and they were sitting down, uNonku makes a comment to uLokhuzana, uLondi London, ukuthi you look gorgeous, and then she's like, yeah, weird enough ukuthi, and I heard ukuthi wena uthe I don't look like my Instagram pictures. Honestly, I felt like it was just immature. The whole thing was immature. You don't look like your Instagram. Who looks like their Instagram pictures? Nobody. Who expects anybody to look like their Instagram pictures? Nobody. But apparently uNonku uye wakhuluma no-Annie, or she made that comment with Annie present, and Annie took that thing ayishilo wayitshela uLondon. London. Now Londi is coming back to Nonku's umbuzo. And Nonku will explain, yeah, I did say that, but it wasn't with bad intention. I was looking at your profile on the phone, and I just made a comment to how she doesn't look like. And then she says, but what is it that doesn't look like me? I said, no, you just look lighter on Instagram. I think that she meant you look like you are light skinned, I mean, guys, filters. I mean, really, who, I don't think ukuthi after beyikhulumile isasalele kuLondi London, I think she just wanted to mention it as ukuthi what was the deal with uNonku, and then idlule. But I guess uNonku is irritated ukuthi, because she does say ukuthi, okay, I guess I have to know ukuthi mangikhuluma lana, nothing, no conversation is going to be private. And I mean, I'm surprised that she is surprised. Very no conversation is private because every conversation on Real Housewives, you speak to this one's gonna tell that one. If they don't tell the other one on camera, they will send an SMS or WhatsApp and tell, I just sat down, I just did a scene with whoever, and they said this about you. If they don't do it off camera, the producers will probably push them to have that conversation with you. There is no way that thing was not going to come out, especially if it happened on camera. I didn't see it, so I don't know if it happened on camera, but they didn't show it to us. Yeah. But again, Vele, she's feeling irritated. Annie is always on her case. And Annie feels the same. Unogona is always on her case. So I think the personalities are not awahlangani, and mhlawumbe bekufanele ukuthi ba-accept ukuthi, you know what, akubeki abangani. It's like it's not working out ukuthi sibabangani. Asibe okay nje with that, singaloku siforce ukuthi sibabangani. And okay, yeah, that was it for ingane kaLokhuzana. I-function yengane kaLondi London. I don't know why the others didn't bring gifts, but yeah. Oh, uthe u-Annie yena, she's seen the baby before, so I guess she had brought a gift before. So, yeah. And then after the event, uLokhuzana, uh, uNonku goes and talks to her mom. She's telling her about the whole thing eyenzekile with Annie, and then they start talking about their father. Really, honestly, I feel like Umaga Nonku is not interested in doing this story on TV. She has showed it, and I think it was Unonku is the one that is pushing for this because she just wants it to be her storyline, like her mom healing, and she really wants her mom to be part of the show. I think ukuthi and people have been saying uMakanoku akalokhuze akasuke kwisho asamfuna ukumbona on a screen. I don't feel like it's her fault. I feel like they actually uNonku actually calls her mom for ukuthi bazoshootha a scene because she's the one that would say, even today she says, I called my mother because I wanted to talk to her. And if she gets there and there's cameras and then Nonku is sitting down to have this conversation, I think she's the one that is pushing the storyline. And I think ukuthi vele before they begin a season, they are asked, okay, so what are you up to this season? What are we going to be following? What are you doing? Are you dating? Are you, you know, are you getting a new job? Are you starting a new business? What are we following? What are you going to be talking about when it comes to your personal storyline? And I think this is the storyline that she had presented to the producers of the show. So they are following that storyline. So I don't think ukuthi ukuba khona kukaMaka Nonku we show it's her fault necessarily. I think if we have to blame anyone, then we need to blame Inganiak, and she's the one that always brings the conversation to Ilokuzan. To Isin, whenever they're sitting and talking, she always brings her mother's personal life. And then and they meet up with Ulondi London. They talk about how it went with the sip and see. No, no, it's a sip and sip or sip and sin. Anyway, I think I really think it's a new concept. So siyathanda nje ukuthatha amalokhuzana ama-ideas abantu baleni nathi sibenza wethu. Ngoba nawo nama-baby sessions nama-baby showers nama-bridal bani reveal nama-gender reveal now ama-sip and see. Oh, Nkosi yami, ama-cost. At least my friends are not having babies anymore. So yeah. So they talk about that and they talk about Kevin or George. Apparently they were very cute. Kulaphayana. Sip and see. And George was the only one who just showed up with her husband, and he was so comfortable with everybody there. There was no man there, but he was okay. And so Ulondi asked ukuthi kahle kahle, what is it about between u-Annie noNonku, And Ulona tries to explain ukuthi it's just ukuthi aba-understandani. And Ulondi advises us, you know what, guys, I think you're gonna have to talk and come to some understanding because we can't be around abantu abalwayo all the time. And she says we interview because I really don't want to be around people abalwayo all the time as if I'm around kids. So they need to figure something out. I think so too. I think they are not friends. I think uNonku wants to be friends with Annie, but Annie doesn't want to be friends with uNonku. So I don't think that friendship would work because only one of them wants to be friends. So I think, and Unoko has said she doesn't want to fight with Annie, she doesn't have a problem with Annie, but they just don't seem to understand each other. So I think if one person wants to be friends and no one then that friendship could never work. They must just come to an understanding. They're not friends, but asingadelelani and asingali because it makes everybody else uncomfortable. That's what Ulondi says there. So, but they talk about ukuthi fanele baye kwi-black tie event, so they need to go and change and get ready. Bakhuluma nangama-husband, is your husband coming? Yes. Ulondi was not sure because engathi husband yakhe has ama-commitments, but oka lona oka-Annie does is coming. They did have a scene where she had sat down with her husband and told him about Ilokuzana event. And her husband said no, he will go and support, but he doesn't want to be involved in any drama. So Annie's husband is coming to the black tie event, Londi, and they're asking about Ilokuzana, who is Lachong. I don't know why everybody is obsessed with Lachong. Because Bella, she just broke up, and it's last season we found out that she broke up with the former president. But it's again a break. But everyone wants to know what uzofika nobani ulokhuzana ulachonco. Yeah, but they decided to know they need to, you know, they need to go and get ready. Did I mix uh, the scenes here? Oh yes, I did. But again, vele Annie's husband, Annie and her husband said before Annie and Londi said, because Annie and Londi said and talked about that just before a black tie event. And then we also had a scene with Umakumalo, with Umpilo. You remember Umpilo is ingane kaMakhumalo. She's not her biological child, but ingane ayikhulisile since isancane. Her mother was a girlfriend kaBaba uMseleku. Baba nengane, and then uThobile wamthatha esamncane. Apparently igama likaMakaMpilo nayo uThobile, and we all know from uThando Nesithembu ukuthi ingane yakhe lena that she's been raising. So they're there, and she's talking about how nervous she is about the event. She's realizing ukuthi now that, isilana, we are panic because there's so much to do. And then they just I like Ilokuzane relationship yabo. Umpilo is just talking her through it. Ukuthi, no, don't worry about it. Everything is gonna work out. Your makeup, your hair, your dress, everything, the food, is it ready? So what's yonke into ready? So what's the problem? She's just saying ukuthi, no, when mawuzowenza i-event vele, it's natural ukuthi uzofilisha ukuthi, you know what, kune-pressure lana, because especially because I'm going to meet abantu engingabajwayele and abakuleya level leya abakuyona, so I have to make sure that everything is on point. So unaleso stressanyana njena. And yeah, so but she's preparing for Khuzani event. Look, nobody knows what any event is being organized by Umakhumalo. So this is all going to be a surprise with Umakhumalo showing up. So I'm guessing at that time they didn't know what Umakhumalo was going to be part of a cast, because if they did know, then it doesn't make sense that they are surprised that she is the one that invited them. Yeah. And then there's a paintballing that they go to. There it was Unonkulo, Jojo, no Annie. So the other girls were not there. Sorisha was not there. And Lokuzana and Nolachonto was not there. They do paintballing. It was just fun. It was just fun. The girls having fun. There was nothing negative about it. And then afterwards, Annie wanted to talk to Unonku. Listen, guys, Annie mina usenginika ama-vibes ebholi. Yabona labantu abababhola esikoleni, she's starting to give me that feeling yalabo bantu abanjalo. Yabona umuntu o-enjoyayo guys, we can say ukuthi yazi, I don't care what people think about me, but it's not nice for somebody ukuthi akutshele emehlweni ukuthi I don't like you. Ayikho mnandi leyo nto. And for somebody to repeatedly say it to you, and ngathi uya-enjoy kulelo I don't like you, I don't like you, but then they want you to think ukuthi they are trying to be friends with you, but at the same time uloku ekutshela ukuthi akakuthandi. Angiyithandi leyo nto ngo-Annie, and she's starting to feel like a bully kind of, to Unonku. And so i-conversation yabo, Unonku is clear to say ukuthi whatever I've said or done, I'm not perfect. Whatever I've said, I've done. I have no bad intention, and I don't want to fight with you. So if we can work it out, and we can work it out, we can start afresh. And then Annie says, yeah, I don't like you, I don't understand you. I don't know. I don't know ngo-Annie. There's something mhlawumbe esingayazi that has happened between uNonku no-Annie that we are not aware of, or I'm not aware of, because I understand what is it about. Izinto that have happened have been petty. Is she still mad about the mother being rude? But it was the mother obe rude. Bengingayena uNonku. So why edinwe kangaka uNonku ngento eshiwo umama, So they talk. I guess they come to an understanding, sort of, you know, and I feel like it's not settled. It's still going to come up in the Bayabo. Angazi noma ngedwa yini feeling like, even though nokunayo ingayithanda izinto ey'thile ay'shilo or azenzayo, but I feel like she wants to try and be friends, ukuze bangaloku belwa and stuff. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that friendship. And then there's another scene where Jojo goes and visits Ulachoncho at her place. We got to see a little bit of her place, how nice it is, Ulachoncho. And it's just a simple meet up. And uJojo asked about indaba kaNonkuno ukuthi kahle kahle what's happening. Uyazama-ke ukuchaza uLachoncho. So I think right now, I think the issue has been indaba kaMama, what the mother said, but I don't think ukuthi u-Annie should have said ukuthi uma kaNonku was rude, because that is not something that you say ngomuntu owumama. And then they talk about other things. They talk about the black tie event. Naye uJojo ubuza uLachoncho, uzobe uhamba nobani? uLachoncho is like, hayi bo. It's like uLachoncho, hayi bo, why are people so obsessed ngendawo yokuthi uhamba nobani? But she explains that now she's just going to take a friend to a black tie event, and then, but she does have somebody special sort of right now. Kodwa ke akaka-understand kahle ukuthi kwenzekani ngabo, so akafuni ukuthi a-associate nalowo muntu yet until she's clear ukuthi kwenzekani ngabo bobabili. And ulona yena uNonku, when it comes to ukuya kwe-black tie event, apparently she had asked ulokhuzana uJojo to find her a German man, and so they were talking no-husband wakhe lona uJojo ukuthi ama-standards, inkinga ngama-standards kaNonku a-high kakhulu. Apparently she made a big list of what kind of man she wants, and uJojo feels like she can't even find that man kumadoda awaziyo, so she can't find a date for Nonku. And Nonku had said ukuthi the man cancelled on her. Kunomunye obemtholile ukuthi uzohamba naye, and then he sent an SMS ukuthi uyakhansela, so uzobe engahambi naye-ke kwilokhuzana kwi-event. And yeah, and then there's another scene where Ulondi and Lachoncho go bayo-trainer like a gym. Remember, Ulachoncho is on this journey of like ukuthi ufuna ukuba healthy, ufuna ukuluza i-weight, and uyasho ukuthi since ezama manje ukudla healthy and live healthily. Uthi and inkinga yakhe manje ukuthi umkhaba. Hhayi-ke, hhayi, I'm a weakness. I am a weakness. I-weight ihamba everywhere. Ngathi futhi isuka everywhere ifike ihlala emkhabeni. Isisu nje asindawo, so she's feeling like that. Athi ubona uLondilandana unefika, and she asked her ukuthi what do you do, and then wam-invite ukuthi bayo-trainer with her trainer. It was just a nice training session njena. Bona both athi hhayi ngempela, if ukuthi this is what gets Ulondi London that figure that she has, then she's willing to do. And yeah, but she was just making funny comments because at some point back to abamunca izinqa. I was like, no. Ulachongo was like, no, I'm not concerned about izinqa, I'm concerned about umkhaba. Whatever we should be doing, should be working on umkhaba. But it was a nice training session. I think Ulondi London and Olachongo are becoming friends, but they are also different people. So I'm guessing ukuthi any friendship yabo is not going to be smooth sailing. Like angeke baze kube lula, bazoba nawo ama-challenges nabo in building their friendship. Because after training, they were sitting down. Obviously, everyone asked her the same thing about a man and whatever. Londilanan is convinced ukuthi uLachongo is not single, which I think she's right. Well, and I don't think she's single. But anyway, she did say there's someone special, even though engakabi clear ukuthi kwenzekani ngabo bobabili. Then she makes a comment ukuthi hayi phela faneke sinazi mengabe nisingile, because asifuni ukuthi abantu abasingile babe around amadoda ethu, sithi kanti abantu sebefuna amadoda ethu. The syndrome, the married woman syndrome. The married woman syndrome. There are women who think when you are single, then you are wanting their man, and lapho you are looking at their man and feel like, even if I wanted a man, but not this one. I love a baby love. sometimes you think everyone else will want him, can't you know? But I thought it wasn't. Angicabanga ukuthi uLondi London meant it in a bad way, but it came off, and I know what is gonna come up again. I know it's gonna come up again. Ulachuchu might not bring it up, but with reunion, definitely for sure, Joe will bring it up. Yeah, it was just a comment that was not nice to make about somebody that ozama ukwenza nawe ubungane angithi bazama ukubuilda a-friendship. So why would you say that? Because it's not like just because she's single she won't, now she will want your friend. So finally again we get to the big event, big time event. Guys, I won't talk about how nice everyone looked because everyone looked hot. Like Bebe Bahle. Who arrived first? It was Jojo and her husband. They did the typical white people stuff. When you say the event is at 6, they show up at 5:45, and then the others show up at 7. Lord, I don't know where the Indians fall because Usorisha came last. Sorry, guys. Usorisha came in last with her partner, but her partner was white, so it might have been that confusion. She couldn't be in the middle, and then she ended up with being the last. But yeah, they arrived at different time. But it didn't matter even with and also Risha came like as late as she came because the host was not there. So they said they were at Beverly Hills. They get there, wait wherever in the waiting area where they were waiting, but there were drinks and stuff, I think. Jojo with her husband. Londi London came alone. I haven't met Londi London's husband, but so when he came later on, I was like, is that her husband? But he came and went straight to her, so I was like, okay, that must be Londi London's husband. Usorisha how, but Uncle Bani was not. Uncle Vivian didn't come. Kanti simbona nini? You know, he didn't come, but she came with a friend. Uthe ubani ulokhuzana? Uthe husband. Uh, I forgot the name of the Batinjelo. It's a friend. It means with her husband couldn't make it. And then Ulachonto, everyone was waiting for Ulachonto. He came with the guy. I think it really they just look like friends. I think really honestly she just asked a friend to come with her and he came with her husband. Yeah, oh yeah, unonku came with a friend, Upola, just a friend because Pela she couldn't get Ilokuzana. It days. It becomes awkward bathful now. They don't know who the host is. And then the next thing, kufika abanye abantu bathi hayi our host, but bayabuka ukuthi ubani host abamazi lo muntu. How are you our host? And the host is like, I'm not the host, but I don't know who the host is. And then they were asked to go to the other room where the setup was for dinner. I guess it was dinner. They go to the other room. They wait. The door opens. The food comes in. They think it's the host. No, the food comes in. Baqale badle. After isikhathi sebekomplaina ngokulinda. Nanguya umseleki nelokhuzana with Makumalo, they show up. Looking hot, they really looked good. Even umseleki looked good. And Umalo, Makumalo always look good. They come. And then people are like, babuka ngemuva, babu. Yeah, but like, is it this one or they were looking like that? Because bebalindele bona ukuthi, you know, like Michelle Obama. Is Michelle Obama? You know, is it? It was Makuma. Here's the thing. I know how people are saying what's in reaction, especially reaction ka Lachong. Lachong was like, "Hayibo, sesilinde kangaka nje silinde uThobile." She's like, yazi mina ngithi nje kuzoqhamuka ama-helicopter, kuthiwe red carpet, kuqhamuka u-opera, or kuqhamuka. Nami, I honestly, if I was in that situation, that's what I would expect. And I think ukuthi uLachongo knows uThobile. So to her, it's like, okay, this is the big deal I was waiting for because umuntu nje amaziyo. And she just said that, so I was like, how? Sesilinde kangaka nje silinde uThobile. She was like, hayi ngathi ngabhoreka, you know. So I know people are saying it's because Ulachongo, his friends with Umayen. I really don't think it's even like it goes that deep. It was just like bebelindele into enkulu kwavele baqhamuka. you know. Okay, oh, okay, you know what I mean. And it's some, more invite to an event ungatshela ukuthi invite ubani, and then uzo-invite umuntu. Because kushuthi mhlawumbe ngaleso sikhathi bebengazi ukuthi she's gonna be part of the show. It was just weird. And it looks like it's gonna become even more weird next this the next episode, because they're going to start talking about ukuba nesithembu and trying to tell Annie ukuthi she must expect anything from her husband. So it dramas. And these producers have set it up ukuthi siyilinde le drama. Sicathi iyafika ingafiki, iyeza next time. But I really don't think ukuthi i-comment kalokhuzana is what people think it is. I-comment kalachoncho, I don't think that it's what people think it is. But I'm going to talk about it some more in the next episode, because I think a lot of the things that happened in this episode was the work of the producers, and I can see it. So join me uma ngabe ngenza the next video, so uzothola ukuthi what are my thoughts on isandla. Kuthiwani ngami isandla sesithathu? Kunesandla sesithathu la. Thank you so much ukuthi ningijoyine kule episode. Listen, it is becoming boring, this Real Housewives, because now we're just saying the same thing. This person meets this person talk. This person meets this person talk. This person meets this person. Aibo. Same thing, round and round and round. We need something that is gonna be like, boom. Did you say that? How can you say that about me? That's what we are used to in Real Housewives, not about making peace with each other. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like the video before and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.